Welcome back to the Randomizer series. As you can probably guess, I'm recording this on the new PC and have given the world a bit of a graphical upgrade. Damn, does this look good. Anyway, I want to try something a little bit different today, which requires us coming into the town hall. And what I'm going to do is just simply cancel every work order that we have. Which, there's a crazy amount of work orders going on at the moment. That's much better. I'm going to give the builders a long overdue holiday, so no building work orders for today, and instead I'm going to focus more on the rest of our colonies idiots. To me, MineColonies is usually more about the builders and helping them construct the many different buildings around a colony. But I always end up neglecting those builds that we construct. Just stick an idiot into them, set them up, and leave them to it. Which works out fine largely, they will work away in the background, but then you miss out on all the little things that go on with them that you maybe aren't aware of. Which is why for today, I think we will take a more relaxed approach to the colony and go around and have a look in at some of these other neglected workers. I know on the open request lists that we always have requests in for a shed amount of wheat, which the farmers should be growing for us here. Well, one farmer in particular should be growing for us, and that is the farmer here who should be looking after 5 fields all full of wheat. Which they are, to be fair, but it really does take quite some time for the wheat to grow. We could speed that process up, however, just by allowing them to use some fertilizer, which I normally do have off here, so let's turn that on. And the farmer will eventually start requesting in some fertilizer for use, just to speed up the growth timer of their crops here. They will, of course, then need the fertilizer, which our composter build should make for us. And they are, by the looks of it. It is just a very, very slow process with it. The farmers will normally request in some compost to use as a fertilizer, but they can also use bone meal as a substitute. So what I think we will do is maybe try set up a small little farm just to make bone meal up, and that will give the farmers a suitable fertilizer to use. Let's request in a few things then, so that we can maybe make up a farm, although I will need to go to the sawmills to teach them how to make some postbox, which is easily done, to be fair. I'm also hoping, because we don't have any work orders going on at the moment, then the 6 builders will not be constantly requesting in some items for all of these other builds to make. So anything that I request in should be made up pretty quickly, and the overall delivery system should be pretty much freed up at all points. As long as these guys don't need to work, that's all that matters to me. There's a courier just dropped off some things to the post box, including the post boxes, and here's the rest of our garbage now coming in as well. Perfect. Okay, let's try set up something pretty simple then, just to make some bone meal. That looks about right. So within this post box here, let's say get some carrots in. A whole stack of carrots should then be delivered to that post box, which should feed down into the composter and eventually into the chest in front, which the couriers will eventually get around to doing that. I think at the moment what they are doing is going up to all of the builders' huts and removing the items from their storage. Yes, pretty much by the looks of it. That's alright. That means whenever we do set the builders back up for some more work orders, they will have some free racks to get in all of these items. Although what I think I am going to do here quickly is see if any of our straw golems have collected us any carrots or other compostables. Hello friend, nice hat. Do we have anything in here? Yes, indeed we do. Thank you very much. So let's simulate this then. Inside the inventory, I will put in the carrots, which do sound as if they're going into the composter pretty quickly actually. And if I had this hopper set right, yes, there's the bone meal. What I'm going to do is just very quickly set up a few more composters then. Something looking a bit like that. I could be a bit more efficient with this using minecarts, but this is just a concept. Then inside them, let's request in just a lot of carrots in one, a lot of potatoes in another one, melon slices in another one, you get the idea, anything compostable, and we will see if we can get out any more bone meal then, which I'm going to take over to the farmers just now. And that was a courier just leaving the hut here actually. What did they drop off? Some compost. Well, even better then, the composter will still make that up for them, and I will eventually give them some bone meal here to use as well, which we will need to wait on the morning before she comes back out to work. Let's head to bed. I see that Opal has some fertilizer in her inventory at the moment, and in fact I think she might be using it. Yes, indeed we are. These are growing up really quick actually. Brilliant. If only they weren't being crushed at the same time, but you can't always win at life. So as long as we can supply Opal with lots of fertilizer, compost or bone meal, then she should be able to get out a lot of wheat from these fields, and that should take the wheat requests from the open request list. Just before I move away from compost and all of that lovely dirt stuff, what I'm going to do is head into the warehouses just to see what type of compostables that we do have, or in other words, what type of things are clogging up the warehouses here at the moment. Well, compost, funny enough, is one of them, followed by eggs, as I always expect. I know that we can compost eggs, so let's get in a few deliveries of those. What about bamboo, however? Are we able to compost bamboo? That I am not sure of, but this one here is certainly going great for us. More bone meal out. Well, I've got some bamboo growing here. Let me just see if we can compost any of it, because the colony also has a sheer abundance of that stuff. No seems to be the answer. Okay, was definitely worth a try though. Well, I've requested in a few more eggs then to all of these post boxes, and they will make their way down to eventually become some fertilizer for us. But I'm pretty happy then with the compost and wheat scenario that we have going on here at the moment. Now let's maybe turn our attention to some glowstone dust. That will be one of the enchanters who will be requesting in the glowstone dust. Probably Jackson here, whose enchanter's tower is still slightly broken, which is possibly not a bad thing because with these shaders on, oh, this is hella dark. Right, Jackson, where are you, and is it you who is requesting in those glowstone items at the moment? I do not believe that it's Jackson here who is requesting in the glowstone dust. It must be the other one over in the Asian style one across the way. But I do know that this idiot here is requesting in an ancient tome. Yes, look at you turn around. You take that in, turn it into an enchanted book, and I think we might watch what you actually go around and do. He has actually just run away with the book there. I don't know if he's maybe going around some buildings to siphon off some experience then. Oh, is this how you idiots are getting into the mystical site? Ah, yes it is. Right, I will need to fix that up at some point then. Where are you going, Jackson? You shouldn't be trying to attempt to go this way. What the hell are you doing, man? Clearly these idiots' pathing is a bit off with the mystical site here, and I get the feeling that you may be about to teleport if I don't free you from that. Well, I followed him here to a courier's hut, so he is siphoning experience from the courier sut. That's absolutely fine. Do we have anyone working? Yes, we do. We have Demi, which he's not necessarily siphoning that from Demi, just the hut itself, but that should be enough then for him to enchant that mystical site he's got. I think I said mystical site. What I meant was ancient tome. I have other things on the mind clearly. Well, he's made his way back here to the Enchanter's Tower and is just requesting in another book so that he can go out and siphon again, which I'm just going to let him get on with. Eventually we will enchant that ancient tome, but for now let's head over to the other Enchanter's Tower just to see about this glowstone dust nonsense. It might not be Colton requesting it in after all. He just wants his own ancient tome, which there you go. And he is immediately enchanting it. Brilliant. That will take him a little while to do there, but eventually we will get out an enchanted book. Aqua Affinity 2. Not bad. So that's an enchanted book that you've already made up. Where did you get an ancient tome from? Oh, whatever, let's go look into the glowstone dust, which of course we could get from glowstone blocks, but what I think we will maybe do instead is get the sifter to make us some, or sift through some soul sand to get us some, although that will require the sifter being up at level 3. Warehouse is full. While I'm working on the warehouse is full option there, we will get all of those eggs being composted here. But a level 3 sifter. I very much have neglected the sifter build, purely because I find it very boring, so I doubt it's even level 2. Right, Daniela, can I reach that from here? Yes, I can. Oh no, it is level 3. Well, it's level 3 and a flint mesh. We have a 10% chance of getting some glowstone dust out, which we could increase to 12% at level 4 and all the way up to 15% at level 5. How much is it going to take to upgrade your building here? Too much is the answer to that. Right, what I might do then is just go get you some soul sand. Or better yet, get the nether miner to get you some soul sand. And we do not have a nether miner working in here. Oh, that is because Aubrielle died during the last expedition. That's a shame. Maybe she shouldn't have been using some chorus fruit as some food. Although she did get us out some soul sand at least, which were then instantly lost due to death. Right, let's just hire Leah then as the next nether miner. And do we have anything in here at all? A Santa hat? No soul sand in there. Let me go check on the other nether miner, who also seems to have died during an expedition. Right. I'm maybe starting to see a correlation here. Let's maybe stop them from taking in some chorus fruit. They have plenty of other food options here to choose instead. Alright then, Danielle, I'm just going to come in here very quickly. And here's some soul sand for you. So you pick that up and you're instantly meshing away, sifting away. I think I am supposed to add some minimum stocks here of items. If I had plenty of soul sand, dirt, gravel, any of that stuff, I would set some minimum stocks, but I think I will just hand deliver some things here to you at the moment. This whole process seems really slow here actually, Daniela. Have you collected us anything yet? No. I mean, it is only a very small chance that you have of getting some glowstone dust out from that. Right, I tell you what, I'm going to go to the nether and grab you some. I will be back. And hello then, Leah. I'm going to come and use your portal actually. I should have brought Mr. Diggy too, but here's some soul sand. Let's grab a few stacks. And whilst I'm here actually, let's grab some easy bone meal too. Right, Daniela, I have a few stacks of soul sand here for you. what I will do is just simply put them into your inventory here. So that is 16 stacks of 64 soul sand for you, which if you have a 10% chance of getting us out some glowstone dust, that's at least 100 that you should get for us, if my maths are correct, which they probably aren't. So I'm going to leave you just now then, Daniela. You continue on with that, and I will be back later to check in on you. Right, chaps, how many of you are up here at the moment not working? Ideally, I will have 10 of you not working here at the moment. I'm counting 6 or 7, I think, which means that a few couriers here within the industry district are out there still doing something. Possibly just taking items away from the builders' huts, but I was expecting 0 movement from the couriers once I stopped all of the building work orders. So that means there is still some buildings around here which are requesting in some things that I am not aware of. And which warehouse is it that is full? Well, this is a good sign. That's a lot more idiots standing around. Well, it is certainly not the warehouse here, so that means it has to be the 3rd warehouse within the agricultural district. Yes, indeed it is. We have some couriers here standing around, just awaiting to deposit some items in. I could quickly sort this here by actually sorting it. But the warehouse is only at level 3. That is probably why. And for some reason I cannot upgrade it here either. Right, my schematic has failed. I will look into that at another point, but I should have simply been able to come in here and upgrade it. All I can simply do is say pick up. Something has gone wrong with the warehouse. It probably won't help that it is absolutely inundated with compost here. I think I will just take some of that over to Opal. But the warehouse should eventually clear up there with all of the eggs that should be going into the post boxes. I don't think it's helping the farmers much here that they don't have all of their farmland planted in. It could purely be down to their cycle at the moment, or it could be down to the fact they're growing some stupid things within these fields. But I hear her upstairs here. Yes, she's in this field here. Right, Opal, I've got a few more compost here for you. And I do see that she has plenty of wheat seeds to replant. Right then, pal, it's really just a waiting game here, but I do see that you are fertilizing these things, so we are getting wheat out a lot faster, which is good. Which in turn will then go to all of the husbandry builds, such as the cow farmer here, Cow Hand, who will then feed up, breed up and slaughter the cows within it for some lovely raw beef, which will take those requests for raw beef off of the open request list. That is the restaurants shouting about that. So I think one of the last things that I want to look into then is for these requests for raw resources for the smelter. The miner should be collecting those up for us, depending on where they're currently mining down at the moment. Here you go then, Lorena, a little present from me to you. How are we getting on here then, pal? What are we awaiting in on at the moment? We are just awaiting in on a few deliveries of sandstone. That's no issue at all. The stonemason next door should be doing that for you. But how far down are you mining in here then? That is the question. Are you at least making some tunnels? Well, we are now down to bedrock, so we will not mine any further down. Are we then working on this level here? 82 nodes would suggest that we are. We are mining away at some deep slate. It looks not too bad down here actually. I just want to make sure that you haven't tunneled into anything too dangerous that I may need to deal with here, which so far so good by the looks of it. Just indulge me here for a moment. I am very curious about this. I tend not to go into these type of modes purely because I always end up breaking things, but I am curious as to the nodes that she has made down here. Wow. Lorena is doing a hell of a job with this mine here. That's a long way down, and that is a lot of mine shafts that she has created. Well, that was definitely interesting, and good to see that the miner is still working here. So I am very sorry then, Smelter next door, but it is purely then just a waiting game for you. Waiting on the miner mining up some more ores for you. I really should head to bed, but just before I do, let's see if this idiot here has collected us any glowstone at all. Why is there a random item for, you know what, it's fine. Well, unfortunately, the sifter has nothing at all within their inventory at the moment, because the couriers have come and collected everything from the hut. I mean, they're doing their job, so I suppose I can't be too angry at that, but yep. I won't be able to tell if she has collected any glowstone at all. Well, she has actually, a whole 17 glowstone dust. I checked the warehouse beforehand and it had none within it, so unless the nether miners have collected us some, at least Daniela has sifted through some glowstone dust for us. And the civic warehouse also had a few pieces of glowstone dust. Not a lot, but we're now up to 21 of them. And the enchanter only requires 36 pieces. Well, at least those buildings are working as intended and will eventually get us out the glowstone dust. I will collect the rest here for the enchanter, but it's always a good thing knowing that it will be taken care of, albeit very slowly. And there you go then, Jackson. I really do hope that it was you requesting in the glowstone dust there. Which it may have been. We no longer have it on the open request list. So, are you going to make me up my worker where are you scrolls anytime soon? Possibly, maybe the answer here. We do have the ultra safe teleports to make them, and he's made an enchanted book for us. Oh, hello, Rocco. You actually gave me a bit of a fright there, how quick you came up. What are you giving him? He basically just took a lot of the glowstone dust and that enchanted book from Jackson there. Cool. Well, I can't say that it's been a very productive day, but I can certainly say that it's been a very relaxing day. It has been nice actually just going around and seeing some of our other idiots here, and not the same 6 faces. But it has also shown me that we still have quite a lot more still to do around here. Basically, a lot more buildings to upgrade. But we've still got plenty of time for all of that.